The marketing for The Little Mermaid, the race-swapped Little Mermaid, has started, and Disney is doing exactly what they always do, making it about identity politics, because this is the only reason that they cast people in these roles, so that they can then build a victim narrative around it, continue their virtue signaling, attack the fans, and then play the victim when it ultimately fails. That is what we're seeing right now. This is a post from The Hollywood Reporter, and it says, Hailey Bailey is opening up about the racist backlash she faced when news came out that she was starring as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Yes, oh yes, it was all this racism. Right here, I just responded with this meme. What's the magic word for what to get what we want? Racist. And that's what we're teaching everyone at this point in time, that if you get any criticism whatsoever, it must be racism. It's always racism, because no one has ever faced criticism unless it was racism. All criticism is racism. All criticism is sexism. All criticism is some form of bigotry and hatred and alt-right ideology. Let's listen right here from The Hollywood Reporter.
Halle Bailey is opening up about the racist backlash she received when news broke that she was cast as Ariel in Disney's live-action adaptation of The Little Mermaid. In a new cover story for The Face, Bailey said some of the negative reactions were not a surprise. As a black person, you just expect it, and it's not really a shock anymore. I know people are like, it's not about race, but now that I'm her, people don't understand that when you're black, there's this whole other community. It's so important for us to see ourselves. She credits mentor Beyonce for offering sound advice to her and sister Chloe Bailey that she continues to lean on. When Chloe and I first signed to Parkwood, B was always like, I never read my comments. Don't ever read the comments. Honestly, when the teaser came out, I was at the D23 Expo.
You do realize, like, that's not specific to black people, right? You realize, like, if you are a prominent figure on the internet, and someone like Beyonce is beyond anything I'll probably ever understand, you get criticism no matter what. You're always going to get criticism. You're always going to get that, because that's just how the world operates. But of course, let's just pretend that it's only because of the color of your skin, because nobody else has ever been criticized on the internet. No, it's never happened. Only black people. And it's only black women, apparently, according to Queen Bee, the most overrated entertainer in the history of existence.
And I was so happy I didn't see any of the negativity. When The Hollywood Reporter caught up with Bailey last year at the D23 event, she relayed the most magical part of the experience for her.
And the fact that I get to kind of represent all of these little young black and brown boys and girls who are to come is really special to me, because I know that if I had that when I was younger, it would have changed my whole perspective on life.
Bailey also tells the
Then how in the world did you get to this point in life if you didn't have the representation? Why do you even want to play Ariel if you couldn't? How could you connect to that character? You didn't see yourself, right? Because on one hand, identity politics says we need more female representation. But then when you get the female representation, well, then we need more black female representation. Well, then we need more black trans female representation. Well, then we need more black trans male representation. Well, then we need more disabled black trans female representation. Like, it never ends. It never fucking ends. They're just always going to continue to invent something new to be fake offended. The oppression Olympics, there's always someone else more oppressed. So how were you able to connect to this character? And as I said, the majority, the heavy majority of the criticism out there isn't necessarily about Hailey Bailey. It's about the fact of Disney race swapping a character, and they know exactly what they're doing when this happens. I talked about the Star Wars Twitter account and how it was celebrating the winners of the Galactic Star Cruiser, and it was these two fat lesbians. And they knew exactly what they were doing when they made that post. They were putting a target on those their backs. That's what they were doing. And then, of course, they hid all the negative replies. But hiding replies means nothing. They're still there. You can still see them. And you're basically just consolidating all of the funny memes out there. And then you can use these people and their sexuality to then virtue signal, because that's what it's all about. It's not about telling good stories. It's not about representation. It's not about diversity and inclusion and all of that bullshit. It's not. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. This is another classic example of that. Disney is using this young lady, and she's just not able to realize it.
That she was flooded with texts from friends and family who were sending her all of the reaction videos on social media after the teaser debuted. The clip showed kids, many of who were young black girls, responding to seeing the footage for the first time. I was crying all night for 2 days, just staring at them in disbelief. It makes me feel more grateful for where I am. For more details on this story, head to thr.com. And for the latest entertainment.
So, this is exactly what Disney was. This is always part of their marketing plan. And ultimately, Disney is facing a legendary backlash. And I mean, if you've seen some of the ratios on social media, it's bad. It is going to get even worse because people are just simply tired of it. They're just simply tired of identity politics. That's all this comes down to. I love that picture right there. And you see they're just getting absolutely roasted because we've seen this song and dance so many times. Now people are just tired of it. They're just tired of you calling everyone racist based on criticism. It's always that right there. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.